Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have a great and wonderful day. And it seems like Joe Biden is constantly showing his hatred for this country. And it doesn't seem that he's going to show any love for it at all. With his whole East Palestine, not showing up for that for like almost 2 to plus 3 weeks. And then his actual, him being missing in action for 2 to 3 weeks for the Hawaii or Maui wildfire that needed desperate help and sent at least sent less money to them than our great or over superior Ukraine. And now he has done this, which is also horrendous. Joe Biden becomes the first president to not join the 9/11, which says Kamala Harris steps in for Joe Biden for 22nd anniversary of 9/11 at Ground Zero, while President will mark the day 4,300 miles away in Alaska. Well, well, well. His love for his country is ever so high, guys. He loves his country. He loves the people. He doesn't betray you. He doesn't leave you in the dark. He doesn't do anything. He just abandons you. Hates the people. But he loves the country, guys. This is a man that I don't see how he can remotely even do anything correct. Go anywhere near the actual, what you would say, the presidency. If he hates America so much. I don't think he even likes America. I think he likes China or Ukraine more. Well then please, Joe Biden, by all great consideration, and for all of us Americans, please go to Ukraine or China. We don't want you here. You obviously don't like us because you're showing pretty much that this is the case. Joe Biden's unprecedented decision to mark the anniversary of 9/11 at one of the 3 crash sites left Vice President Kamala Harris filling in at the Ground Zero ceremony in New York on Monday. Biden infuriated families of the 2,977 killed by the hijackers by becoming the first president not to visit Manhattan, the Pentagon, or Shanksville, Pennsylvania, to remember the deadliest terror attack on U.S. soil. By the way, Ron DeSantis was also here. Ron DeSantis was here. Biden wasn't. Our president was not here. Instead, he would spend just 2 hours at Joint Emmendorf, Richardson, Alaska, with service members and first responders on his way home from a 24-hour trip to Vietnam, dominated by a shambolic and rambling press conference. Biden's plans on Monday not only snub victims on their families, but also marks the first time a president has not attended one of the anniversary services at Ground Zero, the Pentagon, or Shanksville, Pennsylvania, or at least hosted a memorial service at the White House, which Presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama each did during 1 year of their terms in service, or office, my apologies. Former New York City mayors Rudy Giuliani and Mike Bloomberg were spotted at the service on Monday morning. Giuliani, now embroiled in an election-related legal scandal, was mayor during the time of the attacks. His terms ended just months after the attack, and he was succeeded by Bloomberg. Of course, this is either here or there. The fact of the matter is that we had Joe Biden not show up for the 9/11 attack. That shook our countries at its core and left thousands dead. And this man only had one job, and only one job was to at least show up and try to remember the people that were killed on that day. And you know what he does? He spits in your face and hose hangs out in another place than go wanting to be there. You see Ron DeSantis at 9/11 with his wife. It's disgusting to have this, and these people need to be remembered, and it's disgusting that he's not even here. We have this as well. Biden spends 9/11 far from terrorist attack sites with Alaska trip as Harris visits Ground Zero. So, yeah, that's the case here. Not just that as well, we see that that Kamala Harris may be the footman, the new person to be president, which God help us all if that happens. We're all doomed if that's the case. She is the biggest idiot on the planet. We have this here. Harris says she's prepared to be president if necessary. And we'll read a little bit of this. Vice President Kamala Harris has said she's prepared to be president if necessary, though she brought up concerns about President Biden's age as the pair campaigns for a second term. I think the age has everything to do with this, among many other things. Joe Biden has been shown that he is not mentally competent in order to run this. He has obviously forsaken a lot of the American people when tragedy has struck in this country. And he's just showing constantly over time and time again to where how little he cares about his country and his fellow countrymen, and he just doesn't really seem to give a damn. That's the reality of it. CBS News' Margaret Brennan asked Harris in an interview for the Face of Nation set to air this Sunday to respond to concerns from both sides of the aisle about Biden's age. Yes, I am, if necessary, but Joe Biden is going to be fine, Harris said. The vice president stressed that she works with Biden every day and lauded the administration's work under his leadership. Of course, this is from The Hill, but of course, if it's anything related to the Democrats, it's probably going to be positive and not negative in their favor. So, this is something that is probably going to be in the works. Because we also have this as well that kind of brings this in, that Newsom denies speculation he will enter 2024 race, insists Harris is Biden's successor. I wonder why that is. California also denies speculation he may enter the 2024 presidential race. Newsom made his comments during a Sunday episode of NBC's Meet the Press with the host Chuck Todd. During the interview, Todd noted the filing deadlines had not passed to enter the upcoming primary election and asked why voters shouldn't consider Newsom a likely candidate. I think the vice president is actually the one lined up, Newsom said of Harris. The filing deadlines are quickly coming to pass, and I think we need to move past this notion that he's not going to run. President Biden is going to run, and looking forward to getting him reelected, he continued. I think there's been so much walling in the last few months and hand-wringing in this respect, but we're gearing up for the campaign. We're looking forward to it. Yeah, but here's the thing. Is Joe Biden going to run? Is this what we're going to be looking for, too? I don't see very many people wanting to go after and vote for Joe Biden. I know I sure as hell not, and the people that I tend to talk to either are probably, I don't know if they're going to vote or not, but I know for sure that they're joining for Joe Biden. A lot of people do not like him, and this is showing even more on how much people will start to hate him. By the way, this is also for all the families. This is at least regarding to 2,000, at least 2.9k people to not like you, and that's just probably like the families in general that there's probably much more than that, considering all the families are seeing him not show up. He's the only president to not do so, and the only way I would think you would justify the president not being able to make it at all is if he is severely ill and he cannot make it. That's the only way you would justify this reasoning. However, he didn't do this. He's not severely ill. Well, I mean, he's mentally deficient, but that's beside the point. He's just not there. And he's showing a middle finger to everybody. And it's disgusting. Well, that's just what we get for having a president that doesn't care about our country. Alright guys, that's a video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.